Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of our English Learning Podcast. If you're looking to improve your listening skills and learn real, natural English, you're in the right place.
That's right. The best way to learn a language is by listening to real conversations. And that's exactly what we're going to do today.
Today's topic is something that almost everyone can relate to: social media. Whether you love it or hate it, there's no escaping it.
And while we chat, your job is simple. Just listen. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. The more you listen, the more you'll pick up naturally.
Exactly. So let's jump into today's conversation.
So be honest, Marco. How many hours do you think you spend on social media every day?
Oh no, I don't even want to check my screen time, but if I had to guess, maybe 2 hours?
That's actually not so bad. Some people spend way more time online.
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't always feel good afterward. Sometimes I just scroll without even thinking.
I get that. I mean, social media is fun. It helps us stay connected and there's so much content. But at the same time, it can be really distracting.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? Everyone uses social media differently. Some people love posting everything about their life, and others just scroll and never post anything.
Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I post occasionally, but I don't feel the need to share every little detail.
Right. And then there are people who delete their accounts because they feel like it's too much.
Oh, I've thought about that before, but then I'd probably just get bored and come back.
Ahaha, yeah. I think the key is balance. A little bit of social media is fine, but spending hours scrolling mindlessly? Probably not the best use of time.
Agreed, but it's so hard to stop when the apps are designed to keep you hooked. Have you ever tried taking a break from social media?
Actually, yes. I did a 1-week detox last year. I deleted all my apps, and it felt amazing.
Whoa, did you miss it?
At first, yes. But then I realised I had so much more free time. I read more, I slept better, and I wasn't constantly checking my phone.
That's so interesting. Maybe I should try that.
You should. Even just a weekend without social media can feel refreshing.
But it's tricky because so much of our daily life happens online. I mean, think about it. How do you keep in touch with friends? Social media, right?
True. I have friends who live in different countries, and if it weren't for social media, we probably wouldn't talk as much.
Exactly. That's one of the things I love about it. I can stay connected with people, even if we don't live in the same city.
Yeah, and it's great for learning new things too. There are so many interesting accounts. People sharing knowledge, teaching languages, fitness tips.
That's a good point. It's not all bad. I actually follow a lot of educational pages, and I've learned so much just from short videos.
Me too. But then again, sometimes I open my phone to check something useful, and somehow I end up watching cat videos for half an hour.
That happens to everyone. The algorithm knows exactly how to keep us watching.
Right. And have you noticed how social media affects your mood? Like, sometimes it's inspiring, but other times it makes you compare yourself to others.
Oh, totally. That's one of the downsides. People usually post only the best parts of their lives, so it can feel like everyone else is doing amazing things while you're just sitting at home in your pajamas.
Exactly. But I try to remind myself that social media isn't real life. It's just the highlights.
That's a good mindset. And honestly, sometimes the best thing to do is just log off and focus on real-life experiences.
100%. And on that note, maybe I should cut back on my social media time this week.
Good idea. But don't delete your accounts just yet. I still need someone to send funny memes to.
Okay, I'll stay online, but in moderation.
Speaking of moderation, do you think social media has changed the way people communicate? Like, do we talk less in real life because we rely so much on messaging apps?
That's a really interesting question. I think in some ways, yes. People don't call each other as much anymore. We just text. And sometimes, instead of having a deep conversation, we just send a quick reaction emoji.
Right. And what about younger generations? I feel like kids today are growing up with social media, and it's completely shaping the way they interact with the world.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when we were younger, we had to actually call our friends to make plans. Now, everything happens in group chats or through Instagram stories.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. On one hand, they have instant access to everything, which is amazing. But on the other hand, maybe they're missing out on real face-to-face connections.
That's true. Social media makes things easier, but sometimes I feel like we've lost the art of having long, meaningful conversations.
Yeah, and even when people are together in person, they're often still on their phones. Have you ever been at dinner with friends and everyone is just scrolling?
Oh, all the time. It's like, why are we even here together if we're just looking at our screens?
Exactly. Maybe we should make a rule when hanging out with friends. No phones on the table.
I like that. It forces people to actually talk.
All right, let's make it official. Listeners, try this next time you go out. Put your phone away and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and let us know how it goes. Did you feel more connected to the people around you?
And that's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and that it made you think about your own social media habits.
Yes, so how much of this conversation did you understand? If you didn't catch everything, don't worry. Just listen again.
And we want to hear from you. How much time do you spend on social media? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Let us know in the comments. And if you found this episode useful, don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.